everybody. This is Grace. Today is August 9th, 2024. I am on my way to finally, after I don't know how long, go out there and try to do some food deliveries. Gig work, what I do for health insurance here in Texas, north of Dallas, the suburbs, the county, Collin County, at least the east side, east and north. Anyway, I haven't been out for I don't know how long because of the weather. Yesterday was so unbelievably hot, and it was, the feels like was 113, the highest that I saw, online, the Weather Channel, 113. And I think the temperature got up to maybe 105, 106. I think 106 was a record, but it'll show Dallas, and we're north of Dallas, the suburb north of Dallas. Oh my goodness, now my voice going out. It was great, my voice not going out for days. I don't know, maybe a week or more. Really don't remember. But hopefully I got some good work, good rest, and I can get some good work now. I do this for, like I said, health, well, I didn't say this video, I said a gazillion other ones. Do this for health insurance, or did I say it? And it's not for the money, it's to prove to the government that I can earn a certain amount. Poverty level, I think, is what it is considered. And it's almost impossible because of my health. Got it? It's a vicious cycle. And plus, they just don't pay. I can't do any other kind of job, like inside or anything else where I have to sit or stand or walk, and or all the combination. I have to be able to go home, elevate my feet, wait, might not be able to work the rest of the day. You see, and there's no job going to do it, so I do this. Can you imagine any place that would hire me to do that? And I can't sit at home on my computer, in my computer desk either for long periods of time. I risk getting a what is it called, embolism, or there's other risks from what I understand, but hey, when do I get any healthcare providers to elaborate? Exactly. But anyway, got all that mess out. It's been a while. I don't really know. I'm going to have to check that when I stop and see how long it's been. I think it's, man, I don't know. But anyway, what will happen today? Am I going to get any, because this is the tax, today, and I guess this weekend, this is a Friday, tax-free weekend for kids to get their school supplies and all that good stuff. And I don't know if I would think it's any kind of supplies, office supplies or whatever. I don't know. Don't quote me. Really don't know. Not anymore. But everything changes. Trust me, I'm 61. Don't believe that everything's going to be the same once you get out, or even while you're in. You're in school or university, college, university, whatever. Even the language can change when you go from high school, which happened to me. Something with grammar, English. Grammar, from the time I was in high school to the time I was in university. College. I was in a college that time in Florida. I live in Texas. So back then I was traveling around. Anyway, the thing that had changed was, like, if you say this, that, and the other, there was a comma after this, and not that and the other. When I was in high school, well, then it became this, comma, that, comma, and the other. Got all that? It just depends where you have an extra comma. And I think it's changed since then. I don't know. I see it both ways. It's kind of like when people say, I was not intending this, not my intention to have an English class here. English is not my thing. Language. Anyway, my degrees are in psychology and sociology, so. But one of them, I've heard a lot lately, and I keep hearing it, and it's people will use her and him. and went in a way that I have never, ever, ever heard like that was the way it's supposed to be. But then I looked it up and I said, what? I don't trust what I see online. Really don't. I didn't allow my students to use anything. And of course, I couldn't bet several of them did. But anyway, the thing is, like you say, she went to the store. Okay? She went to the store. That's how it is. You don't say her went to the store. You say she went to the store. Okay, how about her brother went to the store? Great, sounds great, is great. It's everything we've all heard, right? Her brother. It's a possessive. Her brother. You know, that's how I heard it. I remember it, at least. Her. That's a possession. You know, you're possessive here. I don't like using like my brother or my this, like it's if I own it. You know? Anyway, that was just a little inside joke where. Anyway, but what I've heard a lot of people say these days is they'll say, more and more these days, they'll say, her and her brother went to the store. Or something like that. And I'm like, what? Because the way we were taught, I remember this, is if you take out either part of it, you know, if you take out her and, like you would have to take off her and just have her brother went to the store, yeah, it makes sense. Or if you take out and her brother, it makes sense. She went to the store. If you say she. But if you say her, no. Got all that? Think it through. I'm feeling in a much better mood today. I have not been. I am not a person to stay at home. I used to consider myself as a homebody. But maybe I was just, maybe I was thinking I was Adam. He is the homebody. And I know it's not multiple personalities. Yeah, he and I met and married over 40 years ago. So now we wouldn't say him and I. Him got married. You see. Got it? Are you listening? Are you paying attention? And no, grammar is like my worst thing. Or that accent just come up out of the blue. Oh, can you tell I am really glad to be out of the house again and just to be out and not be burning up. It is, by the way, it's 82 degrees. That's what my SUV says, 82, so probably no heat index. And usually at this time it's 1:48 p.m. Usually it would be, let me see, somewhere around close to 100 degrees with the heat index close to like 107. But like I said yesterday, 113, my goodness. It's awful. You just like, you know, I don't like it when people say it was like walking into a furnace, because who would know? You got it, really. And they did. They didn't survive it. Anyway. Yeah, silly, being happy. It's good to be out, and seriously, I cannot say seriously enough. And been so much stress and all. But I do want to see all these things that it's like I feel in a way like I left everything just sitting there. You know, what was I thinking? What was I, you know, when I was making videos? Where was I going with this and all that? I still have a whole bunch of videos on my cell phone. I'm using my cell phone right now. And I still have a lot of videos that I had made, well, before this break I've had because of the heat, excessive heat. Oh my. And so I haven't even done those yet. So it's not going to really seem like, once again, that I couldn't work. There's no way. Even like last night, the temperature was around 90, I think, at midnight. Okay, maybe a little higher than 90. So, no matter what time you're going to go out, it's going to be hot. In the morning, too, not as hot, but it's a really short time that there will be daylight. Not really short. I'd say around sometime right after 6 or 6:15, somewhere around there. And then it wouldn't last for long that a person could be out there. And breakfast here just really doesn't happen. There's not much call for breakfast or coffee during the week, during the weekend. Not here in Texas, north of Dallas, like I said. So, okay. Also, while I'm back here in Wiley, and well, this is Murphy. I just passed the sign. 21,013 population. Salute. So if you know, you know, right? If you're old enough, or just got curious and looked it up. But anyway, I'm going to change. I fired the last doctor and his crew. Let me put it that way. After really bad, just recently, gave me the wrong medication. So I'm just going to leave it short from now on. But yeah, I'm looking for a new doctor. And I looked one up. This wasn't my intention either to go there. But I want to see around where it is, because this is basically straight shot kind of thing here. But I left the composition book I wrote it in at home. Go figure. It wasn't like I said, wasn't my intention to do so, but when I got driving, I thought I'd go here, and then I said I could do that, said to myself, not out loud, believe it or not. Well, no. Oh my, what is it with my giggles? Oh yeah, that's right, it's a happy day. Just kind of joking, really. But what do you think? Do you think that now that the teachers went back to school, teachers were back in service. The older teachers were back in service, I think, last week. And then the newer ones had all that new prep and everything, starting the week before, I think. I don't remember what days, but yeah. And then the kids go back to school, I think around here, this week, this coming week, I think on Tuesday the 13th. I have this thing, and I've said this before, that I'm not really like a superstitious type person. Like people would say, they Friday the 13th, But my thing on Friday the 13th, and I used to joke about it to myself, because I really don't believe in this stuff, is that I would somehow tear a shirt or part of a clothing, something, and by accident, and it did happen for many years in a row. But then I got to this, the person who doesn't do this stuff, me, I don't like to work or start anything new on the 13th. Really. And what's funny is, Adam and I are both scientists. He does the same, similar, very similar, about the 13th, or 666. 666, I don't do it either. Funny how some things will, even very logical minds will say, nope, not pushing that. I delivered at a house on this street one day, and not on my usual. This is on the food delivery service that every single one of them has had a problem. It's obvious. At some point, it became obvious to me that I'm thinking these are the people who have been kicked off of the regular ones, probably because they try to get away with saying they didn't receive something. You know what I'm saying? I really do think that because of the vibe, or what they flat out say, maybe they picked me. This woman is a very honest engine. So, wasn't that supposed to be Indian or something? Honest engine? Oh well. I have every grandparent has their own Native American ancestor line, but we're all classified as white. So yeah, honest. That would be me. I don't even know the terminology for that, but yeah, each grandparent had Native Americans. It was like the rest were, say, my grandparents side, they were French. My maternal grandmother, they were French. My maternal grandfather, his people were Amish. You know, Pennsylvania Dutch. You see, so they are all were classified, even whatever, as white, even if they had an ancestor from these various tribes. They only had one each, so it was kind of interesting. One of my sisters did an ancestry and found that out, because they didn't talk about it. Really, they wouldn't talk about stuff like that. What our ancestors went through, you know. You never know. Why would they do something like that? You know, probably because a lot of it, if you read a bunch of history like I had to, there's a lot of problems when people married outside their ethnic group. Yeah, no, still can be. Okay, don't get me started. Just don't get me started. But anyway, I'm gonna check and see real fast before I go to my usual place to get started. Let me just see. Okay, I'm starting late with all this, but let's see if I can get this. Well, I can't get it in there. This Tesla truck is what Adam said they're called. I took a couple pictures. I don't know if that's what they are. That's what he told me whenever we saw one some other day. I don't know. I don't see anything on it. So, don't take my word on it, or his. But anyway, some of these restaurants out here, I'm losing my voice. Some of these restaurants out here, they just changed their names all of a sudden, or just at least this one. It says District 21. It used to be called Boomers, I think. And then not too long before that, it was something else. Oh, never know. Okay, my SUVs. I don't know where you're going. My SUVs, this mount. Not my SUVs, but my mount is messing up. Okay. I just had to stop and, I was coming here anyway, to fix this mount. Hopefully it will work right and not jump all over the place or fall or whatever, bounce up, because I guess it came off the little plastic thing on the bottom of it, or not came off of it, but it's real loose on it and it's bouncing all over the place. Something like that. Oh my goodness. It's now 2:26 and I haven't even started. I did turn on my just the one. I'm unzipping my little bag. What's it called? Ozark Trail. Yeah, Ozark Trail. It was bent. I couldn't see the rest of it. But anyway, I have sodas in there and some snacks, and I'm going to feed the birds out here a little bit of Ritz crackers. So, I don't see the birds, but anyway. You don't need all this detail, do you? I'm kind of a little nervous. I looked it up. And look at that. It's all bent. Oh my goodness. This thing's broke. But I looked it up, and it's been about 2 weeks, give or take, that I haven't been working because of the heat. And also my ankles. I don't know. My ankles, the edema I have, I think those are the two that are usually around here. But look at this, man. Look at this. What's going on here? Oh, well. Okay, I thought I'd had a little bit more to this after I said that. Whatever was in the last clip. It's hours later now, by the way. But I decided to call the doctor to find out about making a new appointment at a new practice, or the doctor's office, for a new doctor. Now, I'd already called on it earlier, but I didn't have I said this composition book with me. So I called just to get the number. Next thing I know, I was already back home. It was 2 hours later by the time I finished, 2.5 or so, and even a little bit more because of the a whole bunch of stuff. But just dealing with this health was about 3 to 4 hours. I don't say 3 to 4. I say it was close to 4 hours. And same thing, right? It was just unbelievable. And that's just dealing with trying to get a good provider. And it wound up as it is. I'm going to have to go tomorrow or the next day to an urgent care just to have them review, get a second opinion, what's going on. You know, the doctor's office had given me the wrong pill, and see if I'm okay. And because this had actually been suggested by the doctor who was on call, that, you know, I could go there, or I might wind up, the way he put it was something like, I might wind up going to like urgent care or to an ER, might wind up on IV with antibiotics and just whatever, you know. And I mean, how would I know how all this works, really, seriously? And but so at least he explained it, that I might. And anyway, I called that urgent care. I've been there before. I like the person on call, and I hope it's the same person. Anyway, I called and she said, well, I better check. I know when we do what I have to have done, it might have to have done. See, it's all mights and maybes, because they gotta have to check it out, then decide what to do. And so she checked and she said, yeah, I didn't want you to come all the way out here. And then they say, well, they can't do that here. So who would know that urgent care can do these things, but your own doctor's office can't, and the ERs won't? Man, who's going to know which one of these places to go to? But I have found that so far that whether it's a nurse practitioner or a PA certified, whatever it is, they practice almost the same as or under the doctor, or whatever it is, but they still can do most of these things or some of these things. And I found them to be a lot better than an actual practice, seriously, or an ER. So that's a shame, don't you think? Shouldn't they all be good? My goodness. But I came back home and I was exhausted mentally. I've just been exhausted, plus one of the medications they had me on. Mentioned this before. It actually says that one of the side effects is tiredness, can be tiredness. And they doubled mine. It's unbelievable how tired I feel quite often. But I'm going to have a talk with this when I finally find a new practice in a doctor, not a nurse, not a PA. Sorry, not for me. I have a rare health condition. I need somebody experienced and who actually knows about it. A rare health condition. So I'm not going there again. There's going to have to be somebody who's experienced with it. Well, that was supposed to be the last one I went to. I actually verified that. Nope. And I'm also considering changing insurance companies. What's supposed to be the best is turning out to not be so, if that's the best. Let me put it that way, if that's the best. Oh my goodness. I've already said that, haven't I? Anyway, I'm going to talk to you on another video. Bye.